guys, this is Helen Cole from Sportsmind Gold Coast, and today I'm joined by Ricky Budgen, my good friend here on the Gold Coast. He's a mixed martial arts coach, he's a former professional boxer and Australian title holder, he's a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and he's also owner of Empire Mixed Martial Arts. And also joining us here today is Shaun, who is a mixed martial artist with a very good winning record and aspiring Australian title holder too in the future. So today we're just going to talk very briefly about how to get into that perfect zone for fight day. So nerves are a part of it, aren't they? They're an important part of making your body, I guess, prepared, a signal to you to wake up and let's get ready to fight. But we also need to keep those emotions and those nerves in check. Would I agree? Would you agree with me?
Yeah, sure. 100%.
Okay, so let's look at physically what we can do to, I guess, calm those emotions and calm those nerves and make sure that we're in the right zone. As we know through NLP, and Ricky's a NLP guru as well.
I know about guru.
Well, a master. We know that the mind impacts our physiology, but also our physiology can very quickly impact our mind. So we can do things physically to make, which might only be a really slight change, but can have a great impact. What's something that you've used from your toolbox in boxing that we could share to calm those emotions?
Yeah, okay, so a real simple technique is something called square breathing. So you'll breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and just recycle.
Hence the square.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we've done this type of training in Shaun's last fight with some advanced breathing, like Wim Hof style breathing. But to start it off,
Yep.
your first. So Shaun's pretty experienced in this. So when do
you want to demonstrate?
Yes, whenever I'm doing my breathing, I do it every morning, and so every morning I'll start my breath work with square breathing. So I normally go 5 and 5, so I'll just always eyes closed because then I'm not getting distracted by anything else that's around me, sort of thing.
Perfect.
So it's always just.
So when Shaun breathes in first, you look at his belly. So his stomach fills up first, and then it goes mid chest, and then it goes high chest, and that's when he holds.
So I can see that. So the inhalation you're holding for 4.
Yep.
Sorry, you're breathing in for 4 counts.
Yep.
Then he's holding for 4.
Yep.
Then he's
Hold.
exhaling for 4 again,
Yep.
and so on. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're building that for 5.
But you can build up
5.
to you can go longer. 8-10 seconds. But just for a general, if you're just starting out.
That's like the good calming sort of straight away you do.
Yeah.
If you probably about. Literally doesn't take you that long. It's like 10 breaths, like 2 loads of the square.
Yeah.
And I feel myself just.
I can see from the calibrations, even on your face,
Yeah.
that you're calming, you're relaxing, and you
it's
are.
just getting there. It's really, it's just like anything. The more you do it, the better you get.
What about when you're sleeping, or like the night before a fight? I'm sure the nerves again the mind could start to play a role in insomnia, or you start to get a bit nervous.
Just breathe, like you just because that's the only thing you've really always got is your breath. So it's the best thing. Yeah, you can just chill with that, and if you just, I find just in and out and nasal breathing helps like more so. Yeah, because it just seems to calm your body down. I feel so.
Do you breathe in between rounds at all?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, our first thing when we get back to the corner is alright, give me 3 big deep breaths, like try and get them in as calm as I can, and not be like, not like that. It's like 3 deep breaths, like. And I tell myself, tell my head, slow your heart, slow your head, slow your heart, slow your head, slow your heart, and just try and get those 3 breaths in. So that's massive for us. It has been his breath always, and we do it in between rounds in training. I tell people in between rounds in pads, in between rounds in sprints, everything you do. Like if you're getting tired, you have those 3 big deep breaths first before you even think about taking any sort of direction or coaching or something like that in, because if you're breathing like you're not working properly.
No, in sports it's important not to be in your head, but to be externally really focused.
Yeah, 100%.
And what a great way to get there, like that, just with taking,
I found before my last
body.
fight, I went and just gone to the toilet and stuff, and in the crowd, and I'd stop and I'd feel I felt the nerves, but I know the nerves are good because they're just, for me, nerves means it's important.
Yeah.
So exactly. I felt them and I was having those big deep breaths and stuff, and it was helping me a lot. that
But
day.
it's all about channeling those nerves, isn't it? Controlling
Yeah,
them
massively.
to
Yeah,
make them work for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's important. Like,
What about, so that's breathing. What about other things that we can do with, I guess, our physiology in terms of our posture or our movement?
Yeah, definitely. I have a thing of touching I don't have a thing of touching my fingers to bring me into the moment as well. Like I'll do that 2 or 3 times, and then like I sometimes, even just in general life now, if I find myself slouching, I'll pull myself up and I'll be like that, because it's just a sign of confidence and stuff like that. You're ready. Like, you're like these people. If I see a fighter sitting in the corner like this before, I'll be like, he's getting work. So
and you know that you've got it one up on
exactly.
you. So posture's important, like the shoulders back, head held high, the power pose that we talk about, because that opens those neural pathways to automatically tell your mind confidence.
But also don't fake it too much. Like you can tell when someone's putting it on as well. I can anyway personally. Like definitely, I can see it a mile away. So but if you're confident in yourself and you know you're right, your posture should be sweet. So.
But at the same time, if you're not,
if you find yourself going like that, you
bit of a shift.
Definitely. It's definitely good to pull yourself up.
I mean, there's been studies in terms of depression, where they've just got people to practice smiling for 20 minutes a day, and that in itself had a massive impact on their attitude and outlook in life. So, okay, what about? So we've talked about posture, we've talked about breathing, movement, the way that you walk.
Me personally, I haven't done too much of that, but I like to calm with nerves and stuff like that. No, but I know if my feet hit the mats or I start hitting pads, I'm there. I'm not even for anything with training and stuff like that. So it's just for me, it's maybe barefoot moving. That probably helps.
Ricky, last time we talked about, I know you mentioned about moving with intent and purpose. Is that something that you...
I guess it ties in with the same sort of posture. So you move. So if you've got good posture and you're moving strongly, moving confidently, it sort of ties in.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we've talked about the mind. Sorry, we talked about the body. Now about the mind. We could spend hours talking about visualization, mental rehearsal, etc. But what are some quick techniques that you use day to day in the gym or when you're on a major fight to get your shift from that internal focus to the external?
I have like a. I just tell myself I'm here. I said I'm here 3 times.
Like a chant.
Like a mantra sort of thing. And I hit myself on the heart and I hit myself there, and 3 times sort of thing. Just like, because then I know I'm here. Like and it's just for me. I feel the mats on my feet and something switches off. It has from the first time I ever started training. Like I could be having the world's worst dramas if I'm training. Like it doesn't. I don't know. I can't really explain it. So,
Ricky, that goes back to the last time we met. We talked about that John Curtis, the 10-10-10. Do you remember that discussion at all? Talking about something that I remember you saying that I think it was when the boxers come back to the corner. If you have time, so you talk about the 10 seconds, the 10 seconds, the 10 seconds. So 10 seconds on staring at something intently, like your glove. 10 seconds. Breathing, again, what we talked about before, and then 10 seconds visualising exactly what you need to do, how to land that punch, etc. So that's a modification of that, I think.
So be like 10 seconds just focusing on breathing. You know? And then, so what I'll do with the corner will be 10 seconds, focus on your breathing, and then it'll be make sure that the fighter is outside of their head. So we'll generally, if I'm talking, let's say Shaun's in the corner.
If you're having fun.
I'll just generally go by. I can tell with my fighter whether they're inside thinking too much, and if they are, then I've got to say something to. It could be something as simple as where's your water bottle, and it gets them out, and it gets them looking. So it gets them out of their head. Could be anything, or
Yep, great. Okay, so that's physical, ideology, up to the E for pie, which is environment. Our environment shouldn't impact us in terms of our performance, but it does. Like you might go to a home away from home type game, away venue.
I've had that. I've experienced that for sure. Yeah.
Can you explain?
One time I fought in Perth, and that was back in my hometown and stuff like that. And that whole I was away from him for the week, and he came like probably 3 days before or something like that, but I went over a week before just off my own back. Just thought that I needed more time to acclimatise and stuff like that, and I just I felt myself, I worked myself up throughout the day instead of just being calm and just leveling up to it. Like I was peaking from the morning, like ready to go, because I had all my friends and family there. Like it was a big thing for me, you know, and that definitely affected my performance and stuff, and how hard I warmed up and things like that. And I felt like I had something to really prove, and because the guy before, he got in my face at the weigh-in and got in my head, like by just being a dickhead. Like so, I was just like, and I fully learnt from that big time. Like I was
you
like,
mentioned the social environment, those well-meaning friends and family supporters.
Yeah, like I was shadowboxing around them at 9 o'clock in the morning, like flat stick, just like, and it's just like, it doesn't make sense. But that's my experience, I guess, with the environment. And then the next time I fought, it was like at home with the kids, and I don't think they were even there. Everyone went out, and I was just like, I was up almost asleep most of the time during the day. I was walking around just so calm and just just waiting, you know, and
But what a contrast! At the end of the day, it's still a fight, but
and I was ever more ready than I had been when I went in there that night. I felt really, really good. So I know that's my approach to it, is just build up to it.
It's coincided with, we did a lot of that Wim Hof breathing going into that, and we did a lot of ice bath, and that's so going back to that breathing. It's massive for once you do that breathing and you jump in an ice bath. It's you barely. It's not really an issue. Because ice baths can be tough.
I don't want to do the ice
They can be tough, you know, because we had it like, was it 6 or 7 degrees and in there for like 20 minutes, and just breathing before you get in there, and when you get in there and working the breathing, it's not even because I was doing it myself as well. It's like it's not really that much of an issue, but the breathing gets you in that state.
I think it's,
and when you go away to these fights, or even if you have a major fight here, I think, and tell me if this has been your experience, is that you need to expect things to be different. Like expect other boxers maybe to act a bit differently because stakes are higher. Expect that the environment might look different because it's, say, when you go to the Australian titles, there might be a lot of media or a lot of sponsorship around.
I'm like a bit of a sicko. Like now, like I won't. I want to put. I've been there 1,000 times beforehand. You know, like anywhere I fight, if I know where I'm going to fight someone, I'll just make sure I'll go there and I'll see it. You know, I'll try and be there.
So
like,
visualise
so you prepare yourself mentally for it.
Yeah, like and so there's been to like when I'm getting ready to come back, I've gone to local fight shows just to feel the environment again. So then I know, because there's all different faces in the crowd. Because I haven't fought for 3 years, there's completely different people there. There's different people at the back. There's different other fighters. So I'm trying to immerse myself more like that to not get as intimidated, sort of thing.
The intimidation? How do you protect yourself from the intimidation?
I shouldn't say intimidated. I've never.
Well, sledging or whatever you call, or for younger.
I got angry when that guy in Perth sort of was being a dickhead. Like he got under my skin. He was Irish, living in WA. I'm from WA, and he said, "I'm gonna send you home, you little bitch." And I'm like, I was born in WA. I couldn't fathom it.
But he
got to me, and I went in angry, and then he ended up he caught me in the last minute of the fight. I got me in.
Okay, so that environment impacted your behaviour, your performance in a needed way. In hindsight, what could you have done to protect yourself from that sledging, so it didn't impact your state?
I'd just be in myself at the time and not let his shit, just literally just let it go.
Exactly. Have you ever used the bubble of protective positivity, or like just to to physically imagine it's around you, and to any insults like Teflon?
Well, I done it with my next fight after that one. I was sort of I didn't care about the opponent at all. It was all about me and what I was doing. I was like, because I used to focus on their strengths a bit, and then I was like, fuck it, just do what I can do, and almost to that degree, I didn't care about anything else except for what I was going to do.
And the more you concentrate on them and their effort, you're using the energy that you could be using in the ring yourself.
You're like propping their abilities up to a degree, you know. If you're always thinking about, oh fuck, this guy can't take me down, or watch that right hand, like you're thinking about how good their shit is, but for me, it's worked. I've done it bad both ways, sort of thing. I've been too cocky and I've not given enough respect, sort of thing. So you've got to find that line. But for me personally, if I know what I can do when I put the work in. And no one will beat me if I do the work. You know, like that's it. If I do the work and
which he did in his last fight.
Exactly.
He won by choke. Last fight.
So I know that you do a lot of visualization and mental rehearsal, and we don't really have time to talk about that now. But just very quickly, say if you're going to a fight and you might be feeling a little bit off or just not so confident as you possibly could be, have you ever recalled a previous fight and recalled up that when you performed really well and recalled those feelings of confidence and saw what you saw and felt what you felt?
So much in fights, with sparring sessions I have. When I've gone to spar someone that I haven't done well against before, or I know that's been hard, and then I tell myself, wait a minute, I think about certain punches I have landed and times I have done things and I'm like, you deserve to be here. So I have done that for sure.
Yeah. So that's a very quick, simple thing that you can do. That even if you spent 10 seconds. I mean, people use music as well to pump themselves up and to recall feelings of confidence.
Yeah, I've started just getting into that, using music in the last 6 months to a year sort of thing since when I hurt my leg. So I was doing training sort of by myself with the with the intention of being back here and coming back, and we're fighting and winning and doing all this stuff. So I'll hear them songs now and I'm like, do you remember this? I remember listening to this 8 months ago when I was literally shuffling around, shadow boxing, not even properly moving. But it makes me, I'm like, it's all worth it. I went through all that shit for what I'm going to get.
It triggers that memory, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. So it's been good for me like that. Yeah.
Well done. Anything else to add? I know this is a quick session, but...
No, I think you covered it. Unless you've got anything specific you want to...
No, I think that's good. I just wanted to say that very easily that you can shift your state to the optimum state that you need if you're not feeling ideal. So if you're not feeling real calm, if you're not feeling confident, you can make some changes just by physically changing a few things like your breathing, your movement, your posture, moving your focus from internal to external, and cutting away that environment, because environment should not impact your performance at all. So that's pretty much the message we want to get across today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shaun.
Cool.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you for watching. If you want any further information, you can contact Ricky at Empire Mixed Martial Arts or myself, Helen Cole, at Sportsmind Gold Coast. Thanks for watching.